Aloha,
Aloha everyone, we're here with Matt Sproat in his home here in Nu'uanu Valley. Excited to be here and have him share with you a little bit about his Kealohi collection, or his woodworking, earrings, and boxes. So, tell us a little bit about it.
I've been a woodworker for many years, and been, like I said, it was a hobby. It was
And
a
you
hobby
named
with
it after your daughter?
I did name this company after my daughter because in 2018 she graduated from high school. She was going to college without scholarships, so
Perfect opportunity.
I said, okay, well, this is gonna be something. This is gonna be her scholarship. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna sell this to pay for her schooling. So that's why I named the company the Kealohi Collection. Her middle name is Kealohi Onahoku, and the Kealohi Collection came up, and we stuck with it. So the children, my children has a definite place in this
An
business.
active role, yeah.
My son, yeah, he's not. He also he creates this along with me, right? So each design here generally has a name or something that's or an intention set as far as there's
A
meaning
story
to it, a
behind it.
story
That's
behind
awesome.
it, yeah. But this design here is called Pono. My
Okay.
son's name is Kupono.
Nice.
We named this one after him. If you look in the Hawaiian dictionary, you say, Pono means righteous, to
Right.
be right, to be, everything that's right. My grandfather, who was a Manaleo, who was a native Hawaiian speaker, that was his first language, I asked him the question, what does Pono mean? I remember when I was younger. And I said, does it mean right? He said, actually, Pono means balance.
Mm.
Because when things are in balance, then things are right. So that's what this design means. It's to bring in everything. So if you notice, there's a slight curve to this. It brings in all of your mana, everything from your soul, spirit, mind, and body, and brings it in right here, and keeps everything strong right in your umama, in your poli area. So that's the basis of this, is to balance everything. And I use it in all of these different designs here, in this area here. This is the basis of what I started the earring business at, is with basically this Pono design. And then recently we started utilizing colored resins, because my sister, who owns
Yes.
Tanoa store, I do carry my earrings there, and we wanted to kind of like match
colors.
colors
Yeah.
with them.
Clothing, yes.
So we started doing things, but we're not just matching colors. I wanted to have a storyline to that. So this particular resin here is called Kavaiola, and this is
Water.
representative of me, because my Hawaiian name is Kavaiola, which means the waters of life. My
Nice.
grandfather gave this to me, and generally this is the richness, yeah, that's the fullness. Without water, life ceases to exist.
Exist,
Without
yeah.
life, love ceases to exist.
Cool.
It's supposed to give the wearer a richness of treasure, to
Yeah.
treasure themselves, treasure their thoughts, treasure their actions, treasure everything about them, to give them personal love. This here is called molehu. This is specifically for beauty.
Nice.
And
Kealina's favorite color, pink.
yes.
Beautiful.
And this particular one is representing of the Hawaii's pink sunsets.
Wow.
One of few places in the world that actually sometimes our sky is painted in this beautiful pink
Right.
color. You'll only find that when you notice and you're looking up in the sky. I'm like, look at that color, amazing. So I replicated that particular resin with our beautiful pink sunset, right? This one here is because some of our friends, they wanted something that represents lava. And of course, we have to have lava. This is one of the best selling. The number one selling, this one's called Honoomea. Honoomea means the red earth of Pele. So this is a mixture of some fire red and also some yellow and orange in there, and they kind of mix in together and creates this particular red. So it's not just a red, there's all different colors that's representative of the of lava, or the red earth of Pele. And generally the intention that's put on this is not in destruction. it's in rebirth.
Where did you get this passion for wood? Like, is your
I
father a
don't know.
woodworker?
My dad's a crafter.
Okay.
I wouldn't say he's a woodworker, but you know, I love koa. I've always found a passion with koa. I remember the first time I had a small little piece, held that in my hand, and I would say that was about 15 years ago. I held a little billet like that of koa, and I literally, it kind of sounds cheesy, but I actually felt its mana. It's like I was amazed by it, like, oh my God. And
Like,
it was
what could I
from
do
there.
with it? Or
No, it's just
just
it's
called
a
you.
energy radiating from it, and it was like an exchange of energy. It's almost like I knew I needed to do something with
a
it.
calling to you. Yeah.
And I've always been some sort of crafter, always doing something. So I've been a woodworker for a while, but you know, specializing in koa, that's something that I love to do and I have a passion for. I want that. So I made this for Iolani Palace. They're having their fundraiser, so they asked me if I could make some stuff. So I created some things with the purple because of royalty, Hawaiian royalty. But let's use this. So this is my kaiuli resin, so it's a lot more darker. And I mark this because I keep it at a certain height, which is about 1.5 centimeters. Yeah, 15 millimeters or 1.5 centimeters. And this one here is just under 10 millimeters or a centimeter, but that doesn't matter because we're just going to use this as a contrast to the koa. And this is kind of a white, it's a white koa, getting right into the regular color of koa. They call this a sapwood, right? A sapwood, if you can imagine, the log like this, and you got the inner part of the log, which is very, very brown, and then you got the parts right next to the bark, and that's the more whiter color. So generally in woodworking, they usually try not to use too much of the sapwood because it's not as stable. But for what we do, I do a lot of glues and stuff like that to stabilize the wood at the same time. So it's okay for me. And we're gonna.
It's a beautiful
contrast.
color too.
Yeah, it's a unique color, right? So I'm just gonna contrast that just
pretty.
like this. So I come over to my bandsaw. This is a 10-inch bandsaw. This is my Crafter's bandsaw. I have a larger one outside to mill other wood. I do have templates that I have like this, and I just kind of like stick in, and so
make
I
it
get
easier. Yeah.
easier. But if I'm just doing one, I'll just freehand cut it. If I'm doing a lot, say 15 or 20, then I'll go into production that way. So I will cut right here. So from here, I need to make sure the cut that I made, I need to make sure that it's completely flat. Otherwise, it won't marry well.
Right, with the other
to
piece,
this side, yeah. So that's what this here is for. I'm gonna flatten these two faces off. Together, and let's see. Yep, it's a nice marry right here. Marry's very nice. Good. Okay, and then we come back to this side. So this is my little glue board. I use different glues. This is a CA glue, or can never remember the name, what CA stands for. Anyway, it's basically it's an industrial strength super glue.
Okay.
So I'm constantly gluing my fingers. I constantly have glue on my fingers.
Yeah, no gloves or anything. You're just going
No.
straight in.
Yeah, because if I put gloves on,
Be stuck anyway.
then the gloves are gonna get stuck
Yeah,
on here.
that's true.
But I've been doing this so much that I'll glue my fingers right to it, and I'll just all day long, wiping it off. But now, okay, so this here is an accelerator. So what we can do is you can put this on one side, and then we'll put the glue on here. Once it touches, it immediately bonds.
Wow.
Right? So a lot of times I look at this and say, do I really want that? Because when I say immediately bonds, it's there. If it's not good, oh well, we have to work around it. But if I don't put this on, then I can work a little bit more with it. I can kind of shape it around and make sure it's okay. But then I won't get the best bond immediately. So I'll show you what I mean. We're gonna do the immediate bond. Okay. So this is a thick viscosity CA glue. So this is what I used to use before in the old times, just this, right? And I glue these together, but come to find out that it's not strong enough. They do some more breaking at the joints. Found out later, but I still do this, and I modify the end process or the finishing process. So I'm gonna spray this side. Get that. I'm gonna glue this side, and get a good glue joint. Just gonna go whoop, and it's done.
Wow.
Okay, we'll do the same thing this side. Do toothpicks also. Toothpicks are a friend here in the in this shop. And of course, another one from Japan, and you go whoop. I didn't get the best glue joint, but it's okay. But it is what it is. Okay, and that's a glue portion. Okay, now let's go back.
And it's dry, ready for you to work.
Yeah, it's ready for me to work.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's why I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So release that. Now we're gonna come over here and okay. So that one kind of lines up just like that. It's not perfect, but it gives me something to work with. I'm going to go right to that, and then I'll mark it.
And that's where you make the smaller earring is your
Correct.
cutoff, yeah? So nothing is wasted.
No, it's not
Love
wasted.
it.
I got a smaller one over here for
Right.
that's my offcut. So I have an entire jar full of them,
Of offcuts.
of offcuts.
You have plenty to work with.
Plenty to work with.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to Japan,
Those are the perfect
those
ones.
are the ones that's the ones I work with. Okay. So, yep. Oh, good. Follow. So there's a reason why I do this at 1.5 centimeters. It's because from here, we're gonna cut it
Directly
right
in
in
half,
half.
yeah.
And that's how we get two identical. You
Yeah.
have to start at one and you cut it directly in half and then you shape it on here. So this is how I shape everything, and then when everything's done, I cut it off and then I flatten it at the top, and then I use this here to put
make
another
the other
drill
puka for the
earring
I was thought you were
backing.
making the puka for the earring thing already.
This is how we shape. This is the difference. So a lot of people will stop at this and say, "This earring's done."
That's how already.
This
but
earring's
no, you're
done.
taking
No,
it to
no,
another
no,
level.
no. We're not even halfway there yet.
Wow, it's amazing.
So the shaping is one thing, but now this is the other part. Remember, I was having issues before.
Right.
So this is how we reinforce it. This is a thin viscosity. And go in with it. This is another super glue. So that solidifies it, and that will never break apart because now this glue is into all the pores with a thin viscosity glue.
Right.
Okay, then I can...
And that just accelerates it again.
Correct.
Yeah.
It accelerates it, and you can already touch it, and
That's crazy.
It's done.
And this is wonderful, this wax tape.
Yes.
It's perfect for what you needed to do.
Yep. Yeah, so done. Okay, now, so that's that first part. Now the shaping comes. And I kind of created this thing here because this is just a regular,
Yeah.
but I created this over here to throw it upside down like a lapidary. Almost done. And the last one is 1000 grit. And I put it on a foam pad.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically it. Now for the shaping part, and then the finishing part is a whole different process.
Mm-hmm.
One process I use to get the glass finish is called the glue finish. I actually use this layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of glue
To get the shine?
to get the shine.
Wow.
And I'll sand it down. That process can take a while, but it's very rewarding at the end. Or I actually spray it with a lacquer, with an instrument grade lacquer, same like you use for ukuleles.
Right.
And that takes a little bit, takes a little time because it's got to dry. So
Right.
that process can take about a couple of hours,
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah.
But I'll show you what it'll actually look like in the end. This is it's a Danish oil. It gives you it'll fill in the cracks. It'll fill in the pores. But it will also give the illusion what the final thing is going to look like in the end with everything polished up.
Okay.
Okay, this is everyone's favorite time when you get to see what it looks like.
so pretty. Look at those colors. Yeah.
And you can do the same thing here. And all it is putting layer upon layer upon layer. I want my customers to look at this and go, wow, look at the work that's put into this.
Yeah.
I didn't skip any corners.
Yeah.
Welcome to Art Pasifika, powered by the world's largest Polynesian dance store, Aloha Hula Supply. Become a member to enjoy video content, monthly specials, quarterly giveaways, and discounts on premium workshops. Together, let's learn, share, teach, and grow as we uplift our cultures and support each other. Mahalo!